Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So it looks like Gennady Golovkin is moving on from Canelo Alvarez, and it's good to see that Gennady Golovkin reportedly is very close to a unification fight with Ryoto Murata. Murata is obviously a champion in the middleweight division, a very good, for me, a good fighter. The other two champions are Charlo and Andrade. I always felt Golovkin, I think Canelo's not interested in that fight as much anymore. I think he looks at it as like last resort, and I don't see Canelo fighting him in the trilogy again. I'd be surprised. I think Canelo's moved on to bigger pastures, and I don't think Canelo's as interested. So Golovkin has to move on and try to, create greatness, because a lot of people now will look back at Golovkin and his career reads against Canelo, a draw and a loss, and really deserved that first fight, and he didn't get the decision. But Canelo, now what Golovkin needs to do, he needs to see his career out in emphatic fashion, and I think there's a great chance he still could become undisputed middleweight champion, but he's got to take those fights. What I would like to see now from Andrade and Charlo, they need to fight. Andrade and Charlo need to fight. I've had enough of them to not fight. Like, Andrade wants to fight. I think Charlo and PBC, and it's going to be hard because, as we've seen with Canelo and Plant, obviously that's a bigger fight. There's more money to be created. I think again it might be another scenario where DAZN may have to let Andrade go and fight on PBC, and I think Eddie Hearn's already said they're willing to do that. I just don't know whether PBC are that keen in that fight, because of the fact that there may not be as much revenue, there may not be as much attention on that fight as there would be obviously Canelo Plant. Obviously there's a lot more money to be made with Canelo, obviously the biggest star in the sport. So obviously Al Heyman would be more willing to get that or want that fight on his platform. But with Andrade Charlo, does that fight really move the needle? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it does. So I'm not sure whether that fight gets done. I hope it does though. But I think those two need to force that fight, because here's the thing: Golovkin at 39 is fighting in a unification fight. So he's obviously showing that he's not avoiding Charlo. Like he's basically fighting in a unification fight. Yeah, Andrade and Charlo have never fought in a unification fight. Neither Andrade or Charlo have fought in a unification fight before. They've never unified. So this is an opportunity for both guys to unify the division. For me personally, they must fight. They have to fight. They have to fight. Otherwise, for me, the division, the middleweight division, is stale. And Golovkin at the age of 39 is still pushing. He's still looking. If he beats Murata, he becomes a unified champion. But yeah, we've got Andrade and Charlo in the corner, not fighting. So we need Golovkin. We need all these guys to fight each other. So hopefully the winner of Andrade, and if Andrade and Charlo fight, the winner of that fight gets the winner of Golovkin Murata, and then we get an undisputed champion. That's what I would like to see in an ideal world, but I don't think we don't live in an ideal world, especially when it comes to boxing. It's not an ideal world, is it? I don't think that fight happens. To be honest with you, I just don't see it. And it's as sad as it is, I just don't see Charlo and Andrade happening. I just don't think the fight is big enough, and I'm not sure that I'm not sure that the promoters are going to get the fight on. I hope so. I know Eddie Hearn and Andrade won it. It's whether Charlo and his camp, they are saying they're interested, or Charlo saying he's interested. So let's get it on. What's the hang up? What's holding it up, man? We've got Golovkin potentially unifying, and Golovkin has said that he's not going to take an interim bout before Murata. They're going to go straight into it. So does that mean they're going to... I know that fight was reportedly they were going to fight in December, but does that mean that fight's going to come earlier now, and they're going to go right away in September, October, rather than going in December? Who knows? But I want to see the middleweight division unified. I want to see who the top man is in the middleweight division. And the middleweight division is a great division. Don't get it twisted. It's a great division, but we need them to fight. And at the minute, they're not fighting one another, so it's kind of frustrating for the fans. Hopefully they can fight one another. It's frustrating. The middleweight division is very, very frustrating. Charlo and Andrade need to fight Hopefully, if Golovkin and Murata comes off, it comes off in September. And then the middleweight division is not far away from being unified. You know how high I am on, the division becoming unified, because I want to see the best fight the best. I want to see the boxing fans happy. I want to see the boxing fans get what they want. And I'm one of those boxing fans. I want to see great fights. And when the best fight the best, we normally get good fights because you got two guys at a same kind of skill level. So hopefully, those two can get it on. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm hoping that, those two can get it on. What do you guys think? It's good that I think Golovkin's going to have to move on from Canelo, and hopefully we can get that Murata fight, and then Charlo and Andrade, and hopefully Golovkin can potentially become undisputed. Who knows? Who knows? Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to know your opinions about this. About the middleweight division. What do you want to see happen? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.